Hey guys, so this is my general intro for the videos that I'm making after the full moon in November. This is for the rest of November. Don't know how that full moon was for the rest of you, but it was super intense for me. It was a Taurus full moon. I'm a Taurus sun, and that full moon was on my sun. Oh my god, I found it very intense. Felt like a two-dimensional person for about 4 days. But as all energies do, you know, it passed. So grateful for what it was and for what I have learned, which was plenty actually. I did quite a bit of journaling and thinking. I just did a lot of thinking. Anyway, but I'll just do a quick general intro around like astrology of the moment, and then I'm going to get into the individual readings left, which are all of fire signs and they're all of the air signs and one fire sign. So the astrology, so Mercury is still retrograde in Scorpio. Man, it's an intense retrograde, I have to say. Apart from all the usual Mercury retrograde issues, technical issues, travel issues, miscommunications, people sounding more abrupt, or tone being off, your tone being off, you being misunderstood, things like that. We have, you know, it feels almost like a personal attack. Like what I've been saying in other readings is that, you know, Mercury is all about chat, communication, gossip. He's a social butterfly. Mercury just wants to run around the zodiac and chat to everyone. Chit, chit, chit. How are you? Oh my god, isn't this so much fun? And move on and do his own thing and keep moving. And like Scorpio is the deepest of the water signs. Scorpio rules like the deep, deep ocean, parts of it that haven't even been explored yet. You know, nobody knows what even lives there. And when you put Mercury into Scorpio, where he really doesn't like to be, what I've noticed in people and in myself, which is why I'd say part of that full moon was so intense, because it was also directly opposite Mercury retrograde. Yeah, Sun and Mercury were standing on top of each other. But yeah, so people's thoughts are spiraling. People's thoughts are taking a bit of a nosedive and going weird places. The thing is, the only thing I can say is, like, even though it's very uncomfortable, you know, we are supposed to do work on our shadow side. All people are supposed to be doing work on their shadow side. And when something is brought up to the front of your mind, or, you know, weirdness kind of climbs out of your subconscious, like, it's best that we look at it and deal with it. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So, yeah. And what else is happening at the moment? So what I've just been trying to, you know, say to people is, like, 2019 astrologically was a tough year. And 2020 is also going to be a tough year. And the reason I'm saying this is because I like to know when the astrology is funky, so that at least if I'm in a really weird headspace, or if I think everything is going wrong, or if I feel a bit like, you know, what's going on here, it's the energies of the sky affecting us. And it's not just me. Like, that makes me feel better, you know? There's a huge conjunction coming January 2020. If you watch any other astrologers, I'm not an astrologer, but if you do, you know, they're all talking about this massive conjunction between Saturn and Pluto. Like, it's the end of one cycle, starting of a new one. It's happening in Capricorn, so that affects, like, society, global structures, governments, things like this. But all of that energy trickles down and affects us all independently as well. And depending on where Capricorn falls in your chart as well, you know, it affects everyone differently. But that is a very intense conjunction. And, you know, I'm of the opinion that we've all chosen to come here, and we've all chosen to come here at specific times in order to experience whatever it is we came to experience and learn. But, you know, times are hard at the moment. 2020 doesn't show much of a let up with regards to how it feels, but what's actually happening is massive transformation within us, and that is very uncomfortable. You know, spiritual change is very uncomfortable. Spiritual growth can be very, very uncomfortable. It can be very lonely. It can be very confusing and trying and hard and depressing and angry. Like, you know, honestly, I've been speaking to a lot of people recently, and people feel down, man. And, you know, that full moon brought me there a little, like, quite a bit actually, like, just down, you know. And like, the only thing we can do is look at what we are doing to help our mental health. Now is not a time to relax into or not relax, but it's not a time to, you know, sink into crutches like alcohol, weed, food, staying indoors all the time, you know, constantly on your phone, playing games, watching movies. Like, all of that is very, very unhealthy for people's mental health. What we should be doing is exercising, going outside more, eating really well. You know, like, when times are tough anyway, we really have to look after ourselves. Like, really, really, really. And, you know, like, I don't exercise. My exercise is poor. I walk everywhere, so I'm like, oh, at least that. But it's not good enough. And, you know, I hurt myself last week because of it. There was a warning sign from myself to myself that if I don't start doing something on a much more regular basis, get my heart rate pounding and get my muscles flexible and working, you know, I'm going to end up hurting myself, because that's what happens. You know, and it's also with mental health as well. Anyway, I don't want to get off point, but the astrology is tough, so we need to look after ourselves. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get into the tarot card readings now, guys. See you in a minute. Okay, hey Aquarius, how's it going? How are you after the full moon? I hope you are all good and healthy and feeling fine and nice. I'm just going to get into the reading. I've done my intro. This is a new way of doing things for me, so, you know, cool. We will start this reading like we start every tarot card reading, with a prayer. So I've lit some incense. I've already cleansed my cards. I've got all that done. And so we'll get started with a little prayer to Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael. Would you please come? Thank you. Will you please bless and cleanse this space? Please bless and cleanse this space. Please bless and cleanse this space. Thank you. Will you please bless and cleanse my crystals? Please bless and cleanse my crystals. Please bless and cleanse my crystals. Thank you. And will you please bless and cleanse the cards? Bless and cleanse the cards. Bless and cleanse the cards. Thank you. Bless and cleanse me. And send some blessing, cleansing, clear white light, beautiful energy to anyone who is watching and would like it. Send you some love. Now, I'm going to leave that burn away there for a little while, for a little minute. I like a little bit of incense even. I left all my crystals out in the moonlight, so they're feeling charged and strong, which is nice. Okay, Aquarius. So we have November 2019. So what does Aquarius need to know for November 2019? What does Aquarius need to know for November 2019? November 2019. For clarity in the reading, advice for all who watch. Clarity, advice for all who watch. Aquarius, Aquarius 2019. Aquarius 2019. What would it benefit Aquarius to know? What would it benefit Aquarius to know? Aquarius 2019. So, nice. Okay. A lot of feminine energy here, Aquarius. So we have the Empress, which is first card out of the deck, and Major Arcana. Beautiful energy. The Empress is an energy of creativity, of giving birth to new plans, of giving birth to ideas that you've been carrying with you for quite a while. It's an abundant time, it's an abundant energy, it's a highly creative energy, it's very nurturing energy. So I think you're feeling pretty good at the moment. I think you are feeling like you're kind of on top of your creativity, and it's going well for you, and you're giving a lot to it. And I feel like you feel you've matured recently, or you've matured, and you're now in a very healthy and clear headspace where you feel like you're ready for your new beginning, and you're ready for things to take off, and you've got all these plans, but it's not happening at the moment, and you're a bit confused and as to why it isn't happening, and you're frustrated about it, and it might be making you feel just a little bit down, because you're like, what's going on? Because we have the Seven of Pentacles here and the Queen of Cups. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card that states, you know, you need to have patience. Like, you have done a lot of work, you've done a lot of work creatively, you've done a lot of work on yourself to mature and to move out of this, move out of a sadder headspace maybe. But, you know, you're still feeling a little bit deflated with what's going on because you're not getting the results you expected as quickly as you expected. I know the feeling. The only thing I can say is that the Seven of Pentacles is a card of reaping what you sow. It's just a card of having patience. It is coming, but it's not now. It's not yet. And, you know, you could spend this time waiting for things to take off, you know, could spend the time giving yourself a bit more love. Self-love, baby. That's what it's all about. That's what everything is about at the moment. That's what my intro is about. You know, we have to look after ourselves. When the energy is this tense and chaotic is strong, but when it's this tense and hard to understand, like, the only thing we can do is look after ourselves. You know, it's the only thing we can do. And it's what gives us strength. Is if we're nourished from the inside, at least we have something to give. You know what I mean? That's why I couldn't do these tarot card readings before the last few days, because I was empty from that full moon. It was, you know, and I respected that. I let myself rest now. I'm not saying you should rest now, because that's not what I'm saying. Like, you should, that's not what I'm saying here. You should still be, like, stay in the creativity, keep it going. You know, what I often think about the Empress energy as well is she's saying, like, you know, are your vision boards, do you have your vision boards done? You know, are you cosmically ordering? Have you done your quantum practices, your quantum leaps using, you can look that up, water quantum leap on YouTube, and you'll find some very interesting videos. Like, are you, you know, it's not a time to stop now. Like, keep going, but keep going with the positive aspect of it. There's no point in rereading your business plan and beating yourself unless you find it really interesting and creative. You know, but if it's just, there's no point in torturing yourself now, reading books and watching more videos. And, like, I have to say, the internet is good for, like, really raining information down on people, and you can only go so far with that. The rest of it has to be belief, faith, self-care, self-love, and you know, working yourself. You can't, I don't think you can see it here, but I've started my vision board. It's my wall up here, and I really like it so far. I haven't done too much of it yet, but I'm on it now. Like, and with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, now is a very good time to start something like that, because it's plans you've already made, but you want them to grow, you know, so you could paint that picture in a different way on your wall. You know, so that's what needs to be done now. And, like, fact is as well, Seven of Pentacles is a practical card, so, you know, you should be working to help yourself now. It's just that you should be working, that's what I said. It's just that your rewards are a bit delayed, because they're growing. They're growing in a way that maybe you don't expect, and you could be hanging on too hard, actually. I mean, the Queen of Cups can do that. She can hang on too hard to the outcome that she really, really, really wants. Like, I want it in a month, I want it now, I want it like this, like, it has to be like this. Yeah, you know, fact is, there's a very positive outcome coming for you, and creatively you're on the right track. But, and this is a powerful time for you. You're feeling powerful, you know? I feel like in your head, you're like, no, I'm on this. I should have my results by now. You are on this. You're not getting your results yet. It's as simple as that. Like, when Jupiter switches sign, Jupiter is going to Capricorn, you know, apparently, I think it's in December. Apparently that's going to be very, very good for people, because Saturn has been transiting Capricorn, and Saturn delays everything. He delays everybody, everything. Saturn is the keeper of time. He's also to do with karma, you know, and he's like, you have to do the work first, and you have to wait, because not only do you have to be doing the work, proving yourself. I don't mean killing yourself. I believe we have to do 51% of the work. The universe then will come meet you with the other 49. But, you know, we do have to work. But it's not about killing yourself. Yeah. But stay on it now. Stay on it. You know, stay pleased with yourself. Stay strong in your mind. Know that it's coming. But release the outcome that you want, that you've so decided you're going to get, because that's not how the universe works. Oh yes, timing. Sorry, that's what I was saying. Like Saturn, you know, Saturn will decide when you're getting it. That's all there is to it. And when Jupiter moves into Saturn, Capricorn, you know, things will change. So, so self-love, it's all about self-love, guys. Self-love whilst working quietly towards your goals. Still, you know, working steady. Don't kill yourself. Do your vision board. Like the Empress is major arcana, you know, so these are big things that are going on in your life, fated life events, big things, big, important. And like, she's new beginnings, she's a lot of things, but she's very creative. So you can help yourself by being creative. And Aquarians are so creative anyway, you know what I mean? You think really outside the box. Aquarians don't even see that there is no box. Like, that's the thing with Aquarians, like, box, what box? You know, pardon me, which is really, really interesting. But don't, like, if you feel sad, that's fine, feel sad. And you can feel a bit disappointed. But there's no point in allowing that negative loop to win. You know, that negative loop comes for all of us, man, and it like comes for everyone. And you can write it for a day, you can write it for a day or two, you know, like depending on, like Aquarians tend to heal very fast, so you probably don't want to stick around in the mud for too long. But yeah, like you can allow that loop for a little while, and then you have to be like, hang on, this is ridiculous. I am wasting my precious energy on giving out to myself. I don't think so. You know, and Aquarians are good for that, pulling their socks up, pulling themselves out of the mud. So do it. Don't get stuck in drinking, guys. Don't get stuck in drinking. Queen of Cups can represent the water signs, and I mean, like, you know, the water signs don't mind to drink her 17, but that doesn't help your mood. It certainly doesn't help your creativity. Right. So that's an interesting start to, it's a good start. Let's see where else this takes us. Okay, Tarot. Now, sorry for looking at my watch, guys, but I really don't want my readings to go over a half an hour all in, so I'm just going to keep an eye. Okay, Tarot, that's excellent so far. Thank you. What would benefit Aquarians to hear now? So how will we add to the Aquarian reading? What would benefit Aquarius to hear now? Yeah, you might be spreading yourself a bit too thin as well. I'd say you have a lot of plans at the moment, a lot of things going on, and I'd say there's a lot of other things dragging on your energy as well, like could be relationship, could be addictions. I have to say Seven of Cups is a card of addictions, but it's a card of, you know, confusion. You're not focused on what it is you actually want. Aha, that's interesting. And so the Empress is saying, you know, in that case, you really should be focused on what it is you want, because what's holding you back and the reason you're not getting your rewards is because you're not removing from your life what you need to remove. I don't know if you can see them. It's the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, I love the Queen of Swords. She is no nonsense. She's a lot of things. She's no nonsense. She's logical. She's intelligent. Actually, it might be a relationship you're being asked to give up. Because cups can represent relationships as well, your emotional self, your emotional well-being. And he stands out a lot there. Could be someone you're being asked to get rid of. Because the Queen of Swords cuts away the crap. She does not carry dead weight with her. Dead weight being old jobs, old relationships, current relationships that are holding her down, toxic people that she knows are toxic and make her exhausted. She's just like, no. Because she understands the detrimental fact that people or habits that are not benefiting her have. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I mean, you know, we all have relationships, especially within our family, that you can't just cut. You're like, that's impossible. I'm not doing it, and I'm aware that it's a vaguely toxic relationship, or a very toxic relationship, but I'm not removing that person from my life. I don't want to. You know, then you can manage it to a certain extent, and if that's what you need to do, that's fine. But fact is, if people are friends, or if people are boyfriends, or if people are girlfriends, like, if we have the choice to remove toxic people from our lives, then we have to. And, oh right, yeah, so this is general reading. So for some of you, it's a person. It might be a gang of people, like it might be a crowd you hang out with, or a crowd you used to hang out with. and a crowd that still want you to hang out and do everything that you used to do, all the bad stuff that puts you in a bad mood and gets you in a bad headspace. You know, they don't want to leave you go. Yeah, they don't want you to shine your light as fully as you definitely can. Like, without a doubt, you have so much going for you. You have so much to offer, like the world. You know, when we really release our creativity, like, everybody benefits. Everybody benefits because like, when you shine and you do what it is you want to do, other people see that. But also, you know, raising your own vibration is just good for the planet, and it's the only thing we actually can do to benefit the planet, in my opinion, is raise our own vibration. And then meet people who are equally at an equal vibration to us, you know, and it's just this knock-on effect of positivity, basically. But whatever it is that's holding you back is, whatever it is that's holding you back, and it's stopping you from moving forward, and it is depressing you a little bit. You need to cut it away. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to be too severe, but I'm not saying you should learn to moderate it or work around it or la la la. Like, Queen of Swords doesn't do that. She doesn't waste her precious time mollycoddling other people's neuroses or stupidity. She don't do it. She gets rid of them. Because you can't change anybody. You can't change anyone. None of us can change people. They can change themselves if they want, but we can't do it for them. And you can't even take that on. You know what I mean? And someone is bleeding you dry, man. Someone is sucking on your energy. They are, like, they're sucking on your energy to the extent that this cloud, this really grey, dark looking, messy cloud, is your mind right now. Can't see clearly. Can't see clearly. And you have things you want to do. Like, you have plans, man. You have these creative, beautiful, interesting plans that are going to benefit the world, because that's what the Empress does. Like, you have all this to give. But when people are feeding on us, it's exhausting. And then we don't have enough to give. We don't have anything to give. Like, if your cup's not full, you know, there's no overflow to share. And it is what's holding you back as well. Hanging on to this people, this habit, whatever it is that's holding you down, making you feel confused, lacking in clarity. That's why your plans aren't working out now as well. Whatever it is, whatever seeds you've sown, whatever seeds you've planted, you want to sow, the reason they're not working out is because you don't actually have the energy to give it. So get rid of some people, create a vision board. Like, the point is as well, you know, I think some people think that I'm giving this advice to some people watching the reading, but really, like, this reading is like shouting that. You know what I mean? Get your creative juices flowing, get your vision board up, get rid of the people you don't need in your life that exhaust you or depress you, or your old drinking buddies or whatever. Yeah. Might even just be an old way of thinking. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point as well with Queen of Cups, like, no, the Queen of Swords. It might just be an old way of thinking that you need to get rid of within yourself. Like, are you too focused on money? And are you too focused on, like, do you have a fear around money? Do you need to do some money work? Google some videos on YouTube, man. Or do you have a fear around not having enough power in your life? Yeah, I'd say that's part of it, actually. That, like, you don't, you know, you think that you should be respected and you think that you should be treated better, but, you know, the reality is you don't feel very powerful at the moment. And that is because whatever it is that's holding you back, and I have to say it, Aquarius, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What I am saying, you know. Each and every one of you watching this, you're like, yeah, that's this for me, it's this for me, it's this person for me, it's this habit for me, it's this old way of thinking for me. It can be anything. You know what I mean? It's gotta go. It's gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, and you will feel so much better. Better with yourself. Okay, excuse me for checking the time. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there, Aquarius. That was a very good reading. There was a lot going on there. You know, you have what it takes, like, that's a fact. And these cards are quite serious cards. But like the Empress lightens the whole reading. She is a beacon for humanity where, you know, love, nurturing, joy, like this is what your life should look like, but you're holding yourself back or you're being held back by people around you, and it's depressing you and it's bringing you down and it's stopping you from moving forward. This is similar to another reading I did for one of the other star signs. It's interesting. What can I say, man? Gotta keep the faith. That's as well why I like to go into the astrology at the beginning of the videos, because we have to keep the faith, you know. And I know it's hard sometimes. I know that. We're all living this same life that can be pretty intense, man. You know? So what can you do? Yeah, well, what you can do, what you need to do is get rid of this person. Get rid of this habit. Get rid of whatever it is that's confusing you and holding you back, and, you know. And if you're not sure what it is or who it is, especially if it's a person, you know, when you're around people and if your energy feels very confused, like usually you're a decisive person, but in this person's company, like you can't make up your mind and they make all the decisions and you just go along and you find it a bit weird that you even act like that, like that's the person. Get rid of that person. Energy, people take energy, you know what I mean? And we only have a certain amount of energy. Can't give it to everyone. Can't give it to, and sob stories as well. Stay away from people and their sob stories. Because we've all got one. Everyone has a sob story. Don't be listening to anyone's and don't be repeating your own in your own head. You know? You know. Okay, Aquarius. I wish you well. I wish you a pleasant rest of the month. My plan is to do these monthly. I'm really enjoying doing them, so I think I will. If you'd like to subscribe, please feel free. If you'd like to share, please do. If you'd like to comment, tell me what you think, etc. And other than that, I wish you a wonderful evening.